So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with the cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. I only did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of this thing. Please move it. Alright, now I know it's been a while. It's I'm a little bit late to the party on Superman Clark Kent, but it's a plane. It's a bird. It's a pretty good Superman movie. That's what I would have to say about that. Yep, saw Clark Kent. What did I say? What do I think about him? There is a few times that I felt like we were watching, like the very first part of it. It tells you like we're watching Star Wars. It catches you up to speed because we don't see it. We don't see him come down to Earth. He's already here. Which, thank you, James Gunn, for doing that, because we have seen that story done to death. We don't need to see that one. So hopefully when he does the Batman one, he does that too with Thomas and Martha. We don't need to see those dumb girls hit the floor again, the ground again. But I do like this. This movie is pretty good. You saw the trailer where Crypto comes and saves him. That's how the movie starts. That's basically how the movie starts, with him hitting the ground and him whistling for Crypto. That's how it starts, and he has the son heal him. Because if you didn't know, because apparently a lot of people don't know how Superman works, even though we've had him done at least 5 times, not more, in movies and TV shows and cartoons. Where it explained that he's an alien, so that means that he's an immigrant. Derp de derp de derp. And yet those people on the news don't know that, because even Christopher Reeve was an immigrant. Even George Reeve was an immigrant. He has always been, and he always will be, an alien. So therefore, survey says he's an immigrant. Deal with it. So yeah. Anyway, I do like, I would have to say Crypto was pretty cute in this movie. He was pretty funny. He kicked Lexi's butt. He broke Lex's arm at the very end of the movie. Like, yay! What do I think about Lex now? Well, he was pretty smart at times, but there was times where Clark outsmarted him when he was fighting Ultraman and the maintenance, or the lady that can like be a robot, part robot. When they put the nanotech inside of him and try to kill him that way, he decided to go up and then crash down and head that way. So yep, that one time he actually outsmarted you. So hey, Lex. I think both of his parents, well, his Earth parents were better. His alien parents, like, what is wrong with you, James Gunn? This is like the 3rd time that you made the dad a jerk. Jor-El is usually a good guy. I mean, I know if there's a few times that Thomas has been a bad person, and so has Martha. And I'm talking about Batman's parents, when they were bad people. But I think this is the first time we've seen Jor-El be a bad person. So and I guess Laurel. I think I remember how to say her name. The Clark's real mom's name. But and they when they did Ultraman, I know I'm kind of doing this a little bit out of order, but from watching the one of the group movies with the Justice League's stuff, then we find out like the bad versions of the Supermans. One of the bad versions is called Ultraman, but it's supposed to be like Earth 3 in the comics. And where all the superheroes are bad guys, and all the bad guys are superheroes. So that's the Earth that he's supposed to be from. So yeah, and the fact that he doesn't talk, a little bit weird, but he's a little bit. He's controlled by Lex and his flunkies, and the way he like controls them is by using chess moves. So like he like tells them. For example, he would tell them like K3 to A2, and then they would like move that to, and then they would they would know which part of the body to move. Like so, yeah, he kept on like doing E8, like to punching it in the face all the time. So yeah, because. The weird thing is, only thing I would find weird about this Lex is, because even when they have like the Lex suit, he's never in the suit. That's the only thing I didn't like about him. Because the fact is that he would always ask one of his flunkies to operate instead of him. I mean, it's something that totally Lex would do, but I always noticed like when Clancy Brown played him, he always would have him inside of the suit. So yeah, that's a cartoon, but I'm trying to remember. I don't think in Smallville they never got that far with the Lex suit, but yeah, but this weird when they show a Lex suit in this movie and he's not inside of it ever. So yeah, this was a little bit weird. So he's mostly. This version of Lex mostly had to do with like brains, and try to outsmart that Superman. But he also has a prison it's in the pocket hole. But Mr. Terrific didn't like that he was not keeping that in check, because a little bit foreshadowing happened here with the river when after Superman gets he turns his old den because he. At the beginning of the movie, when he's like getting healed, he's listening to his parents mention that when he's like telling him what to do when he gets to Earth, basically, but half of it was damage. And when Lex breaks in, because he has one of his flunkies go and follow and find out where the Force of Solitude is, and go in there. And they explain later on how he breaks in, because it's kind of like when I first was watching this, I was like, how the hell did he break in? You would think there'd be like a voice combination, because how Crypto is rough, and the door opens. It's like, okay, obviously it's it's a voice commander thing. No, it's not. It's DNA sample, I guess, to get in that way. And later on we've learned that Ultraman is a clone of him, so he has his DNA, and that's why he gets him there that way. And then he breaks into the Force of Solitude. Lex does, he kills destroys. They get rebuilt later. Superman's robots kidnap, dog naps, Crypto. Do not dog nap Superman's dog. He will destroy your table, and then later on the dog would break your arm. Like, how dare you try to make me crack with squirrels? How dare you? Crypto's saying, 'cause how do you do that to a dog? Bad, Lex. And then he puts him in the room with Ben Hydra Man, like the guy who like can be able to turn, like change his body to everything, and apparently he has like his son right across from him, and he ends up joining the Justice Gang, because that's what Guy calls the T-Demino, Mr. Terrific and like Hawk Girl, and I don't like the name, and I guess they're somewhat on this good terms with him until we find out truth, which is that Jor-El sent him to Earth to take over and be king. Like, we're not sure. I'm still not positive Jor-El would do that, because I think that Lex made it sound like that, but maybe we'll find that out in Supergirl's movie, but I don't know. I just don't like it. And he turns up because he kind of tried to start a war with a different two different countries that don't have real life names, and he wanted to stop a war so nobody would die. And but Lex started that war so he would get Superman caught and put into jail. So he's able to, because he wants to be able to kill him, but he wants, so he does the way where he won't get arrested, but he got arrested anyway because he got caught because Jimmy had a girlfriend pretending to be Lex's girlfriend. Find information about it, and ends up taking selfies up in front of his stuff, but takes Lois to figure out looking behind the background of her selfies, because when she after Superman breaks out with help from Mr. Terrific, she gets thrown in there, but like he keeps on throwing stuff on the floor, and one part of it hits her. Then she goes and tells Jimmy, I'll send you a bunch of stuff. It ends up being a bunch of selfies, because during the movie she's taking selfies everywhere. So yeah, and we also see like a bunch of people that are just random people that wronged Lex are in the prison too, and he's killing one of the people at the very beginning of the movie that helped Superman up one time. And he distracts Superman with that big giant lizard thing, and it got, first it started out small and then it got bigger, and saves a dog and a squirrel, a bunch of actual people with stuff. It's funny he was saving, I don't mind like saving a dog, but I found it funny he was saving a squirrel. But I guess it's showing how he's not judgmental, like, I'll save anything, even a squirrel. So yeah, and like first Guy Gardner didn't want to trust him after everything, but neither did Hawk Girl. But I did like the fact that Mr. Terrific was the one who would go and help Lois and help get him to be saved out of the pocket dimension. But he realizes that the river, since it's inside our pocket dimensions, it would like open a black hole and it made a river come in. But it was also like dividing the Earth, like divide the Earth after Lex tried to make Superman come down to him and try to get him killed that way. And then him and Superman and Ultraman ends up having a fight with himself. So basically his evil version, which was technically already done in I think in the third Superman movie or the fourth one. One of them had the one with Christopher Reeves. Didn't one of those movies have a version where he fought a dark version of himself? But I remember one of the bad ones. I don't know, it's been a while since I watched those ones, so that's why I probably forgot which one did that. But I think, as far as I know, I think this one did it better than that one. So yeah. So what I give this, and the movie ends with them like team up together because both two countries are fighting at the same exact time. So it's a Guy Gardner and Hawk, and the guy who could turn into anything and save countries that way. Well, Mr. Terrific and Crypto and Superman went and saved Metropolis, and then Lex gets arrested for pretty much starting a war, because after they get from what they get from Jimmy's girlfriend, Perry White writes an article about it, and basically, yeah, I didn't mention Lois as much, but they're already dating by this movie started for 3 months, and she does interview him a couple times once, and it didn't go very well, I guess, and because she didn't. Because she's like, I was trying to prevent a war, and she was trying to counteract him the way where she would not get in trouble, basically, if she didn't ask him the right questions. So, because he used to like interview himself in his head, basically, and eventually somebody was gonna figure out, oh yeah, why are these questions sound so easy? Oh yeah, that's because he's interviewing himself. And then eventually, like, for a while, her and Superman were gonna break up, but right when this thing happened, he ends up getting arrested, and eventually they pretty much make up, the two of them. I mean, I think everybody in this movie did a good job for what they were given in here. We really didn't get to see Rex Rick Flag that much in this movie, Senior, and he does look different having that, even though it's the same as like actor that voiced him in Creature Commandos. He looks different. He looks younger when it's actually the actor playing him. They should have found a way to make him look older in this movie, because he had gray hair. And in Creature Commandos, and here he doesn't have gray hair. So what? That kind of threw me off there for a minute. And I did like seeing Peacemaker do a cameo on a talk show host. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give this movie like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I'll see you guys. All right, I didn't mention Supergirl. She showed up for 5 minutes in the movie around the end, and we find out that she's the one who owns Crypto, and she's the reason why Crypto does not behave, because when he starts like pouncing on her and like throwing her around, she just laughs about it. And she apparently comes home from another planet drunk, or a planet that has like a red sun, so she's able to get drunk because they can't get drunk on Earth. But she calls Superman the B word, but we don't know if she knew about the speech that what Drell said, because, well, I guess that makes it be a plot hole. But we'll see what happens in her movie. So I just want to add that, and I did like the little part where Mr. Terrific is defending Lois, and their little spat about the garage door, and then her calling his spears or the little balls circles. So I just wanted to add those two things to it. Later, like, favorite, and subscribe, and yep, go see Clark Kent. Bye bye.